This was what my game looked like before adding game juice. And this is after adding game juice. Game juice is all the small details like visual effects, sound effects, particles, screen shake, and animations that make the player's actions feel responsive and satisfying. It's something players don't actively notice while playing, but it can definitely be felt when it's missing. There are GDC talks and several videos out there that talk about game juice. So if your game feels boring or unsatisfying, add some juice to your game. Anyways, here's what I added in my game to juice it up. First, I made the combo text actually feel alive. Every time you add to the combo, it moves and wobbles, and it grows and shrinks depending on how much combo you have. This was actually inspired by Balattro's score counter. It uses a mix of tweens and lerps. Lerps, lerping, larping, or linear interpolation is a math function that smoothly transitions one value to another, and tweens or in-betweening are pretty similar in that they also smoothly transition values over time. But to make the moment-to-moment gameplay feel more responsive, I've added what I like to call click booms. Every time you click, there's a shockwave that ripples outward along with a particle effect. If it's white, you landed it on a box successfully. If it's red, you missed. These made clicks feel way more satisfying. Then I added one of the biggest game juice staples, screen shake. The camera shakes around a bit and it makes certain actions feel more powerful. Games from Vlambeer like Nuclear Throne uses a lot, and for good reason. I've also added frame freezing and slowing, where the game briefly slows down or freezes on key moments to add weight and impact to certain actions. You have to use it subtly though, or it'll mess with the pacing. I've made these two optional in the settings. Next, I upgraded the health bar. It actually uses two bars, a green one on top that shows your real HP, and a white bar beneath it that lerps toward it over time. It's that effect you see in a lot of games where the damage takes time to catch up. There's also a particle effect that follows it to add a bit more spice. Then I added feedback to the items. When you have enough combo to use an item, they move and grow slightly. It's a small thing, but it can clearly communicate to the player that an item is ready. After that, I started adding shaders. I added a CRT effect shader I found on godotshaders.com. There are a bunch of parameters that I can tweak to edit the CRT effect to my liking, and I think it looks pretty good on the game. But what do you think? But I've made it optional in the settings in case players don't like it or their device is a potato. And finally, I added hit feedback for enemies. Every time an enemy takes damage, there's a white flash and a hit spark. The flash is just a simple shader that turns the sprite white, and the hit spark is a mix of a sprite animation and a particle effect. Hollow Knight and a bunch of other games use this effect a lot, and it makes hits feel way more satisfying. And yeah, that's basically it. There's probably a lot more I could do to improve the game feel, but notice how none of these actually change the gameplay and the mechanics themselves. They just changed how the game feels. It's actually a principle in game design called game feel. I might make a tutorial going deeper into these, especially using animation players, tweens, and lerps. But for now, that's all for this devlog. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.